Hi, in this today's session, we are going to discuss about practical things on what is Power Query Editor. In the before session, we already looked out about what is Power Query Editor and the different components and differences between the tags and the Power Query and the M language and the Power Query. Today, we are going to see how the Power Query Editor works on the Power BI. Let us go to the Power BI desktop. This is the plain Power BI desktop. To access Power Query Editor, go to the Home tab of Power BI Desktop and click Transform Data. We will have an option Transform Data here. Just click on the Transform Data. Where there is no data connections, Power Query Editor displays as a blank window. Because we don't have any connected with the data, so it is showing as a blank. The Power Query Editor window becomes more interactive as a query is loaded. When we connect it to the following web data sources, Power Query Editor loads data informations which they can share. Let us make a connection to the Power Query Editor by entering some data. Then the Power Query Editor looks like this. Many buttons in the ribbon are now active interacted with the data in the query. The data from the selected query is shown and ready for shaping in the center pane. The query setting window displays listing the querying properties and steps has been applied. These are the applied steps. We look the ribbon and the query pane, and the data view, and the query settings. Now, Power Query Editor ribbon is divided into 4 tabs. Ribbon, in the sense, it discusses about the upper part of the transformation data window. Like Power Query Editor upper window will be called as ribbon. It is divided into 4 parts, that is Home, Transform, Add Column, Views, Tools, and Help. The common query tasks are located in the Home column. In the Home column, the common tasks are like selecting new source to connect the data and begin the query building process. A menu with the most frequent data sources is shown. The Transform tab gives you access to the popular data transformation activities like columns can be added or removed, modified data transformations, column divisions, merge columns, etc. Many of the functions available from the ribbon can also be accessed by right-clicking a column or data in the center pane. Then the next, we'll discuss about left pane. This is the inquiries pane on the left. The left pane or inquiries pane shows the number of ongoing queries as well as the query names. When you select a query from the left pane, the data for the query is displayed in the center, where you may shape and change it to what you need. The image below depicts the left pane with a query. Next, we'll come to data pane in the center. This part, the center part which shows the data tables, is called data center pane. The data from the selected query is displayed in the center pane, also known as a data pane. The pane is where the query view does the most of its works. Here are most of the works can be done. The query applies steps to the data. When you select a right-click menu item on a ribbon button, it also saves steps as a query parameter. The steps are recorded in the query settings pane in order stated to the next session. What are the changes done in the center pane will be recorded for our future purposes in the applied steps. Then we have a query settings pane on the next. On the right side, we have a query settings pane. The right pane, also known as a query settings pane, displays all the steps related to query in the sense of name of the query and what are the steps applied in the query. It is critical to understand that the fundamental data is not altered. Power Query Editor, on the other hand, modifies and format percentage of the data. After editing the something data in the data pane, coming after a long days, it is difficult to identify what the data has been modified longer. You don't have a certain knowledge to get the data correctly what we have been altered. So in that cases, applied steps will be helpful. In the applied steps, each and every step that we followed, that we edited in the data pane will shows with the respective names. If you are willing to do, you just can rechange the names to whatever you want. Like if you deleted the data, or if you added the data, or if you change the data, whatever it may be, you can rename with the respective names. It is easy to understand. You can rename or delete or record steps in a query settings window as you see in suite. Next we'll come to advanced editor. In the home page, we will have finding an option for advanced editor. The advanced editor displays the code that Power Query Editor generates at each step. You can also write your own shopping code to access the additional editor. Next and last but not the least, the saving option in the Power Query Editor. When your query is where you want it, choose Close and Apply from the File menu in the Power Query Editor. The action save changes and exits the editor. And it also displays a few more options: Close and Apply, Apply, Close. Close and Apply in the sense what you are the changes made in the Power Query Editor will be applied to the data in the Power BI, and then close the Power Query Editor tab. Or else you can just apply but not close, or else you can just close but not apply. Let us discuss some benefits of a Power Query Editor in the Power BI. Appropriate connector. What is meant by appropriate connector in sense? Power Query includes a philosophy of data interface. Data sources such as text, CSV, and Excel files are supported. As well, databases such as Microsoft SQL Server and major SaaS services such as Dynamics 365 and so. Easy filtering. It's generally a good idea to filter your data as early as possible in the query process. It is also a good idea to have remove any data that isn't related to your case. Next, we have benefit is a modular strategy. It is timely possible to write a single query that incorporates all the necessary transformations and calculations. Next, it also creates reusable functions. If you need to apply the same set of changes to different queries or values, developing a Power Query custom function that can be reused as many times as you need to be advantage. These are all about Power Query Editor. We discussed about pane, data pane, right, query settings pane, and the data center pane, and a quick ribbon of the Power Query Editor. Thank you for watching.